Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mirror podcast. I'm your host, Kyle David. And we're back, man. Another one on the way to 100 episodes, on the way to 500 episodes, on the way to 10,000 episodes. As I've told several people this week, just talking about the podcast and what I'm doing and where it's headed and what's looking like, I said, this podcast is probably not going to end until I end. I mean, there's really no reason. Unless I lose my talk box, my voice box, there's no reason for me to stop talking. So anyways, that's the intro. Here we are. Inside the Mirror podcast, episode 77, I believe. Anyways, 7's my favorite number. So double sevens. This better be a hot one today. Anyways, today I want to talk about allowing other people into your lives, living in isolation. Yeah, that's really it. Living in isolation, the benefits of allowing other people into your life, right? We live in a very individualistic, there you go, Kyle, society here in America and in the West. We just do. It's every man for himself. Do it all by yourself. Take no handouts. Let no one help you. That's kind of the idea here. And it's just counterintuitive and not a good way to live, isolated. So let's break it down right into it. What is isolation? By definition, isolated is several different terms. Isolation is being separated from others, alone, unaided, unassisted, solitary. So being in isolation is all of those things, whether you're separated from others, alone, unaided, unassisted. Doesn't necessarily mean solitary confinement in prison, right? But like you can be living in solitude and isolation in this world, in this life with people all around you. And I only speak because I know from experience from the end of 2016 until not that long ago, I lived in pretty heavy isolation. And I don't mean that I never went out in public and saw people and just stayed in my room like a hermit. I meant I left my house to do the things I needed to do, and I came home and there were I didn't build friendships and relationships, right? Have my family, but everything was done on my own. I didn't ask for any input. I didn't run decisions by people, really. It was just me making all the decisions. Focus group of one. Maybe that's what I'm going to label this podcast, is focus group of one. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for you to just be making all the decisions based on just your ideas and your opinions and your thoughts and your feelings. You need to bring in other people, community, whatever word you want to use for it, your circle, your inner circle, just people you trust. Living life and making all your decisions based on the focus group of you is not wise, and you're not going to be making the wisest decisions or the most balanced decisions or living your life to the best of your abilities. You're not. You need other people to help you, right? I always like to use this analogy of the pack. I'm going to write a book someday, maybe called The Pack. I've talked about this. Wolves travel in packs, man. Geese travel in packs, right? A lot of animals travel in packs. So I guess probably the majority of them. I'm no scientist, or whatever that would be. But the majority of animals travel in packs. Wild animals travel in packs. And it makes sense. When one gets wounded, they're able to stop and help. And yeah. But we as humans have become the opposite. We used to be very much herd animals, if you will. In the ancient days, civilizations literally moved together, discovered new lands together, right? Take a sip of this tea. Sorry if I seem lacking in energy. I'm just tired, been going hard, but nothing's wrong with me. I'm doing well. If anybody needed to know that. Living in isolation, again, not moving in packs, not having community, this is the way I see it, is not letting other people speak into your life, right? Just deciding that everything you decide is right and you don't need any outside input or opinions. That's just not a wise way to live, right? Like, and I think about it like in the terms of business, right? Like most big businesses and even small businesses usually have several people that are running it, right? Like in a big business, you have a board of directors. And what do the board of directors do? They all give input and help make the best decisions, right? Like, look at every Fortune 500 company. It's not just one person running the company and everybody else just has to shut up and like, no, everybody gets to give input. That's the best way to to approach anything in life is with input from several different sources, right? Like, even as we look at all this political tension and all this ridiculousness, the wisest people are the ones that are willing to listen to both sides and all inputs. And like the best laws and bills that will be put in place will be bipartisan, quote unquote, will be a bill or a law that has been looked at and everyone on both sides got to give their input. Now, I understand the political system isn't perfect, so I get it, but I'm just saying, like, the best decisions are made when multiple inputs are given, and then there's a conclusion or a decision, excuse me. Just one person just making a decision all the time is not the wisest way to go about decision making or just living your life. We were not meant to just live our lives, again, in a focus group of one, right? If you're the only one giving yourself any advice, this quote will apply to you. This quote says, isolation is the worst counselor. So when you're going through things, and this is the natural tendency, especially in America, is when you're going through a breakup, or you're going through tough things, you just recluse, you isolate and just go into yourself and don't let anybody in, right? But isolation is the worst counselor. So you actually do yourself a massive disservice when you don't allow other people into your life to love you, to encourage you, to ask questions, to give input, to give advice. Again, at the end of the day, you are the one that's going to make your own decisions. Don't hear me saying you need other people in your circle to make decisions for you. No, I make all my final decisions, and you should too. But it's wise to, before you make decisions, right? I'm not talking about what you're going to eat for lunch today, but life decisions is having people in place, a board of directors, if you will, for your life. Shout out to my dad, or just an inner circle or your friend group, whatever you want to call it. People that you trust enough and that have a proven track record of loving you and caring for you enough to speak into your life, to give you advice, to listen, to help you, to counsel you, because isolation is the worst counselor. You need that in life. And I'm only speaking from what I'm learning, guys. Most of these podcasts come from just me going, what am I learning right now that I could share? And that's where I'm at in my life, is I'm learning to get out of this isolation I've created over the past 4 years. And how do I do that? I have to include people, right? I have to let people speak into my personal life, and just give me advice and give me that wisdom and I make the final decisions. Again, remember, I make the final decisions, but it's opened my eyes to I will make better decisions when I'm able to take in different perspectives and nuanced perspectives and different ideas before I make just my own focus group of one decisions, right? Like some of that's been with my business. Shout out to Callie Gwynn. Yesterday, she had an idea for my business to help scale my business that I was like, Callie, I haven't even thought about that. That's genius. That's so good. I'm not going to share it with you because it's for me. No, I'm just kidding. It has to do with the QR code, full transparency. But it was a good idea that I hadn't thought of. And if I hadn't interacted with Callie, then I wouldn't have had that idea, right? My focus group of one hadn't come up with that. And within 2 minutes of her saying something, I was like, boom, great idea, right? But that's allowing people to speak in, give advice, give input, right? Instead of just me making all decisions and I am the beginning and the end, the first and the last. That's just a terrible way to live. I want to share a few quotes with you, though, having to do with isolation. This one is from a guy named Henry Cloud. And he said, there's a difference between solitude and isolation. One is connected and one isn't. Solitude replenishes, isolation diminishes. And I like the last part the best. Solitude replenishes, right? Like if you need to go to a cabin and get away for a few days to find solitude, to fill yourself up, to do some self-care, that replenishes you. But isolation diminishes, right? If you go into isolation, you're not looking to replenish yourself. You're looking to block out others and everything. And that's not ideal because, again, isolation is alone, unaided, unassisted. You don't want to live your life unaided, unassisted, alone, in solitude. The literal definition of isolation: alone, in solitude, unassisted. You don't want to live your life that way. It doesn't sound appealing or wise to anybody, right? just living your life alone and isolated and unassisted, right? You should have assistance, right? Like, just look at sports teams, right? It's a team, it's a conglomerate. They're assisting each other, and that's how life needs to be. We're humans. We're a team. We're all one human race. We are all a team. We are all starting at birth, headed towards death, trying to make way through the middle. As simple as that. That's what life is, right? And so we need to be living with that mindset of this is a team effort, man. If you have the opportunity to help somebody, help them. And vice versa, though, going back to what we're talking about. If you're so proud that you are so isolated and you want anybody speaking into your life, you're not playing the team. You're not playing as a team. You're not playing life as a team. It's almost a selfish move. And I understand there are hurts and reasons why people isolate. I did it myself. Insecurities, pains make you not want to have other people in your bubble. But the goal needs to be to let the right people in your bubble, right? The right people in to give you advice and to listen and to counsel you. What's this other quote right here? We were born to unite in community. To join in community is joining the human race. It says to join in community is joining the human race. I like that a lot. To join in community is joining the human race. We are better off together than we are alone. That's just the truth of it, man. None of this is like high level, super intellectual thinking. It's really not. Like, let people help you. Nothing great was built by one person. I mean, at some point, right? Like that person started it. But in order to scale a business or to scale an idea or a movement, you need more than one person, right? Like, think about the last time you went to the grocery store. That place can't operate with one person, man. At some point, other people had to be brought in. And that's just like your life. You know, if we're talking about business, your life is a growing business, right? And at some point you can manage it all on your own, right? You can do the ordering and the inventory and the scheduling and the staffing and the P&L scrubbing and all that stuff could be done by one person until that business becomes bigger and you need somebody else to bring in to tackle logistics and sourcing and right? At some point, other people have to be brought in to help that business continue to succeed and grow. And that's just like your life, right? At some point, you have to bring other people in to help you succeed and grow and give you new, fresh ideas and advice. And when you're going through a tough time, listen to you and help counsel you, because isolation is the worst counselor, right? And I understand a lot of it has to do with pride and humility. I say that again as someone who isolated, not fully out of pride, a lot out of pain, but like also I've been prideful to be like, I have it figured out. I know what's best for me and I don't need anybody else's input. That's not a humble or wise way to live, right? The wisest way to live is in humility, in realizing that others have value to offer to you. Just as you have value to offer to others, others have value to offer you too. And allowing others into your life, again, circling back, allowing others into your life will make your life better. We need people. We were made to live in community with other people. We were born to unite in community as a human race. So allowing other people into your life is not just like, oh yeah, well, you know, that's what they say, let other people in your life. No, it will make your life better. And be wise about who you let into your life. But allowing good people into your life is a good thing. Oh, got a piece of ginger in that tea. It's wise to allow other people into your life. I'm learning that. My dad has been a big help and he's part of my life, but just encouraging me to seek out people, like whether it's with my business or just friendships or people that add value to my life, seeking them out, allowing good people into my life. And I would encourage you to do the same. This one was kind of quick, I think. I don't know. Yeah, this one was kind of quick. I don't have a lot. I do have a lot else to say, but I want to keep this one kind of short and sweet. Just a quick idea, something I've been thinking on this week in the past few weeks. So I want to share it. Again, these podcasts usually come from things I'm learning, not things I'm trying to teach you or tell you. I'm trying to do the things, the podcasts that I put out on these different topics and ideas are the things I'm working on in my own life trying to do, right? The past few podcasts on sacrifice and hard work These are things I'm focused on. So I hope none of you listening or watching ever hear me preaching at you. But I'm only sharing and preaching at myself and sharing it with you because I think it's helpful, because it's helping me. Learning to sacrifice has helped my life. Working hard has really benefited my life. Learning how to allow others into my life is helping my life. So I'm only sharing things that I'm doing and working on that I think are helpful, right? Again, I don't have any of this figured out. I'm on the journey of life. Again, we all start at birth and at death, and we're trying to figure it out in the middle. And so just know that I make these podcasts and record these podcasts and share these ideas and thoughts and whatever, because they're helping me, and I'm trying to help you as we're all trying to figure out the middle mix before death and after birth. After birth. No. Anyways, it's wise to allow other people into your life. And when you start to do that, again, be wise about it. Don't just let anybody in. Make sure these are people that have your best interest in mind. But letting people into your life that care about you and love you and want to add value to your life will add value to your life. Let people into your life. You still get to make the final decisions in your life. You are in control. But allowing others to help you and help you process and make the best decisions possible, obviously, is just wise. Like, don't you want to make the best decisions? Then if you want to make the best decisions in life, don't make them alone. I guess that's a good way to end this podcast. If you want to make the best decisions in life, don't make them alone. Let other people help you. Let people add wisdom, perspectives, and different ideas into your life. Allow people into your life so you can make the best decisions and live the best life. That's all I got today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting. I mean, it means so much to me that you guys listen and support what I'm doing. Again, I'm not making any money off this, and that's not the goal. It's just to share things to help you guys and to help me as we're all trying to figure out the middle part of this journey of life and do it the best we can. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to mess up. Trust me, I do it every day of every week. But let's all live this together, right? That's what this podcast is. It's not just me talking. It's a community. Me and you and the guests and all of us collectively are trying to figure this thing out. So this is a community. So with that being said, if you need anything, hit me up. If you need somebody to speak into your life, or that you just want to be or receive some input from, if I could be helpful, let me know, or reach out to somebody you trust that you think could be that person. But if you're living in isolation right now, just know I got massive love for you. I've been there. It's not the best. Start moving towards allowing other people into your life to help you make good decisions, to help you find peace, to help you find whatever you're looking for. I guarantee you, letting other humans into your life on this human journey will help you. It will. So I love you guys. I hope that's helpful. Share it with the friends, share it with the parents, share it with whoever. Just appreciate you guys listening. Until next time, I'll be back with another episode of Inside the Mirror podcast. I'm Kyle David. I'm out of here, y'all. Love you.